The Dallas Mavericks just traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick in quite possibly the most shocking trade in sports history. Not just NBA history, sports history. When I first saw the trade, I couldn't believe it. I thought Shams got hacked. But with multiple sources confirming it soon after, you just sort of had to believe in, sort of try to justify what could have caused a trade of this caliber to happen. And I sort of just waited for some of the reports to come out before, recording this video. I wanted to make sure I had all the facts right, wasn't speculating anything, to see and, look into the mind of Nico Harrison. The stupid mind of Nico Harrison. So let's just go over things really quickly. So, one thing I wanted to start off with, right? The possibility of Luka Doncic privately requesting a trade, saying he only wanted to be traded to the Lakers. Because if we're being honest, a return like this for a player of Luka Doncic's caliber isn't good. If value for value, this might be a D. I'm certain the Spurs would have gained more. I'm certain 28 other teams would have gave more. I'm certain. But let's try and justify this trade. So, like I said initially, I thought it could have been, a trade request, but Mark Stein reported almost 25 minutes within the trade, 25 minutes after the trade, Luka Doncic did not request a trade. The Mavericks did this on their own accord. Their own accord did not request a trade. Why would you willingly trade Luka Doncic if he didn't request a trade? Luka seemed like a one-team player for life. But the Mavs thought otherwise, and I just want to go over a few more reports to discuss and just see why, without warning, traded Luka Doncic. Another report that we saw, I think it was from Tim McMahon. So let's see what Tim McMahon had to say about the situation. So this is a report about Mavs general manager Nico Harrison. I believe that defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. Are you fucking shitting me? Are you kidding? I know Mavs general man. I know Nico Harrison has made pretty good moves, trading for PJ Washington, trading for Gafford. They played massive roles in that, that finals push last year, which makes this all the more shocking because before getting PJ Washington, before getting Daniel Gafford, your team starts and ends with Luka Doncic. It just does. He's 25 years old, a top 5 player in the NBA. At worst, top 5 player in the NBA. Who has been better? Of course, this season he's been injured, but we know Luka Doncic isn't gonna, fall off a cliff after a calf strain. We've seen him come back from worse. He also reports Tim McMahon. The Mavs had major concerns about moving forward with Luka Doncic due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax contract extension this summer. If Luka Doncic is on your team and he said, pay me $100 million a year, I'm paying him $100 million a year. A Supermax, I believe it was reported 5 years, $345 million. That's chump change compared to what some players are making now. De'Aaron Fox is supposed to get $60 million per year in the offseason. And you don't want to pay Luka Doncic that? Luka Doncic, to his constant conditioning issues, he just took you to the finals last year. He oh my goodness. Ultimately, right, The Mavs now have... Let's take a look at the roster I have pulled up anyways. So they have Kyrie, AD. That's a good duo. Great duo. You know what's a better duo? Luka and AD. Luka and AD is a better duo. Kyrie and AD is a good duo. But 31, 32. They are aging. Not everybody is LeBron. And these are two players who are pretty notorious for having some injury concerns. They are notorious. Although AD's been healthy the past few seasons, it still doesn't stop the chance of him getting injured. You have probably 2 years at best of these players in their prime. And frankly, the supporting cast around them isn't the best supporting cast in the world. You have good players around them, but you can't beat teams like the Thunder, the Cavs, the Celtics, the Nuggets. You cannot beat teams like that with the construction like this. You would have had a chance if you had Luka Doncic, though. I mean, this team beat, the Dallas Mavericks team beat the Thunder last season, who are the 1 seed now. I don't think this team has a chance anymore. They don't have a chance without Doncic. 25 years old. And I can't wrap my head around it. He didn't request a trade. Shams has reported that the Mavericks approached the Lakers first and offered Luka first. The Mavericks offered Luka fucking Doncic. They offered him. Are they insane? I can't understand or fathom the reasoning behind this from the Mavericks. Lakers, I 1000% get why you do this. You do this 20 times out of 10. Any chance you get, you could do it. There are probably 4 teams in the NBA who wouldn't do the trade. The Thunder, and even then, you might consider it. The Nuggets wouldn't do it. Spurs wouldn't do it. Bucks wouldn't do it. Only teams in the entire NBA who wouldn't trade their best player for Luka Doncic. And that's because they have generational players on their team. And you had a generational player on your team. You trade everybody on that roster before you trade Luka Doncic. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. You trade every pick, you trade everything you can before you could trade Luka Doncic. And to think you approached the Lakers first about Luka is really what's not making sense about this. He didn't request a trade. If he requested a trade, then you could trade him. You have to. You're inclined to trade him. You traded him to the fucking Lakers, who probably gave you one of the worst returns you could possibly get. Because all this does is keep you stuck in limbo. Kyrie and AD could prove me wrong. They could win a championship. But from what I can see right now, from what a lot of people can see right now, that's not a championship caliber team. It's a good team. It's a good team. But it's not championship quality. Now, the Lakers, this is a home run deal. They couldn't have accepted this trade any faster. I'm thinking, shout out Rob Pelinka, man. He was absolutely shitting the bed with LeBron and AD on his team. This just brought it to a whole nother level. You question about the Lakers, you question the fit of Luka Doncic, you question a lot of stuff. You question how can he play alongside LeBron. You have no big men. Jackson Hayes is your starting center now. You question a lot of that stuff. You could deal with that shit later. You have Luka Doncic on your team. Now, this brings up the possibility of LeBron potentially getting traded. Because, in my opinion, this is sort of the front office saying that they don't believe in LeBron or AD to lead them to a championship this season. Otherwise, you don't make this dramatic of a move. I mean, I think nobody thought the Lakers were going to be championship contenders or true championship contenders. They just don't have the talent to beat teams, the best teams in the NBA. And by getting Luka Doncic, you set yourself up for 10 years. You have a perennial top 5 player in the league on your team that you can build around long term. And the next domino fall might be LeBron James requesting a trade because he might think they're not good enough. I don't know if it's at the deadline in the offseason when it is, but he really might request a trade because he got stabbed in the back by his front office. But I don't blame the front office whatsoever. You do this trade every time. Anytime. You trade LeBron James for Luka Doncic. Fuck AD. Trade anybody for Luka Doncic. If you're not named Jokic, Giannis, Wemby, or Shea, you're getting traded. And I mean, it's with all due respect in my heart, right? Whoever was involved in this trade on the Dallas Mavericks side, Nico Harrison, anybody else associated with you, you need to quit. You need to get fired. And you should not see a NBA front office job for the rest of your life. And to shit on the Mavericks a little bit more, let's see if this works. If I can get this working, I could really show what could have been. So, one of the teams I was talking about, let's see if it loads, was the Spurs, right? So you got AD and a first round pick. Please load. You got AD and a first round pick, right? If you wanted to trade him to the Spurs, right? You could get Vassell. You could get Castle. Shit, you want Jeremy Sohan? You could get Sohan. Right? You could get Keldon Johnson. Oh, which first do you want? You want Atlanta's first? You could have it. You want Charlotte's first? You could have it. You want this first? You could have it. You want my own first? This has to be a swap. You could have it. Oh, they don't have a first. Sorry. So you'd have to trade the 2028 pick here. You could have that. 2030, you want 2032? Shit, you could have it too. What else do you want? Can I trade 2020? Can I trade this to you? Swap, other's choice? You can have that. You want more somehow? I'll find a way to get you some more. Do you have your 2029 first round pick? Can I send that to you too? Oh, they don't. Unfortunately, they don't. It failed, but you get what I'm saying, right? You could have got 10 first round picks for Luka Doncic. You traded for AD and a first. And I'm not shitting on AD. AD's a tremendous player. He's one of the best centers in the NBA. He's a top 3 center in the NBA. He's a top 15 player in the NBA. This is in no way, shape, or form shitting on Anthony Davis. But Anthony Davis does not compare to what Luka Doncic is. Does not compare. Anyways, I could shit on the Mavericks front office all day. I could shit on them for making this stupid, boneheaded trade. But, we gotta see if more reports come out. Because frankly, I still don't believe Nico Harrison could be this fucking stupid. This stupid. I'll have to tune into this show later. But I genuinely can't believe this. I keep updating this to see if there's any new reports that came out. But it doesn't seem like there is anything new right now from any of the reporters in ESPN who got the news first. It's 1,000% real. Oh my goodness. I still don't believe it. Offering Luka first. Alright, yeah, that's enough. I'll probably make another video later discussing what this entails for the future of both teams. But holy shit, what a dumb trade. Take care, guys.